Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is SYUKRI and I'm from class AS124C.
Hi, my name is FAHMI bin SULAIMAN. I'm from class AS1214C.
Assalamualaikum, and now we will start with IHS 244 Community Exposure topic, Exposure to Phenol. First, we go over the scope of the video. First, we have the introduction. Second, the importance of phenol, the environmental effect, the occupational exposure limit, health monitoring and control measure, and at the end we have the conclusion. First, introduction to phenol. What is phenol? Phenol is a type of organic compound in the phenol class. It is also known as carbolic acid or benzenol. It is benzene with a single hydroxy substituent with chemical formula of C6H5NOH. Here is the picture of phenol. It exists as both manufactured and natural substance. It was first extracted from coal tar and extracted from petroleum-derived feedstock in modern days. What is the physical and chemical properties of phenol? Phenol is soluble in water. It is flammable at the flash point of 79.4 degrees Celsius. It has a freezing point of 40 degrees Celsius, 40.5 Celsius, and has an odor of sickeningly sweet and tarry. It is safe to be tasted and smelled at low doses. It evaporates slower than water. Pure phenol exists as white crystalline solid, such as this one. It is commercially produced phenol exists as pink or red liquid, such as this one. It is a mild acid with pH level of around 5 to 6. Note that it is only aqueous phenol that is the mild acid. In pure form, phenol is not acidic. What are the industry involved in phenol? You are using phenol. First is the plastic manufacturing industry, the textiles industry, drugs, medical manufacturing industry. In medical and drugs, phenol is used as one of the ingredients in manufacturing. Cosmetics industry, such as this one, paint and epoxy polyurethane stripping agent. This is an example. In this industry, there are many factors that can lead to exposure. Three of the most easiest way to get exposed to phenol through drugs, cosmetics, and paint, as it is used in day-to-day and daily work. What is the importance of phenol? Phenol is important in production of phenolic resins, such as this one. This is an example of phenolic resin. It is also a key material in manufacture of nylons or synthetic fibers, such as this one. It is used in slimicides and pesticides, which is the deterrent for slime such as mold, or pesticides such as bugs for farming. It is also used in medicines such as mouthwash, lozenges, as well as disinfectant and antiseptics. That is all for the introduction and the importance of phenol. And now we will proceed to the environmental effect and others done by my team members. Thank you.
So we will continue with the route of transmission. There are two routes of transmission for phenol, which are through inhalation and through ingestion. For through inhalation, someone may be exposed to phenol through breathing the contaminated air or through skin contact in the workplace area. Through ingestion, someone may be exposed to phenol through the use of phenol-containing medicinal products including mouthwashes, toothache drops, throat lozenges, analgesic drops, and antiseptic lotion or smoking tobacco. There are two effects of phenol, which is to the community and to the environment. For the community, phenol is an acute or short-term effect. Phenol highly irritating, especially to the skin, eyes, and mucous membrane in human body. Here is the example photo of the eyes irritating. And phenol is a long-term effect. Phenol can cause diseases such as anorexia, progressive weight loss, diarrhea, vertigo, salivation, a dark coloration of the urine, blood, and liver effect, and also mutation that can cause changes in the genetic. This is the photo of salivation diseases, and this is the example photo of the anorexia diseases, which is the eating disorder. And the effect of phenol to the environment. Phenol can affect the indigenous biota, including algae, protozoa, invertebrates, and vertebrates. Phenol also can cause many subtle effects to the biota, such as reduced fertility, decreased survival of the young, and inhibition of growth. So, the occupational permissible exposure limit of phenol, OSHA stated that the legal airborne permissible exposure limit (PEL) is 5 part per million average over an 8-hour work shift, while NIOSH stated that the recommended airborne exposure limit (REL) is 5 part per million average over a 10-hour work shift and 15.6 part per million not to be exceeded during any 15 work period. ACGIH stated that the threshold limit value (TLV) is 5 part per million average over an 8-hour work shift. This above exposure limit for air levels only. When skin contact also occurs, someone may be overexposed even though air levels are less than limit listed above. For the health monitoring, there are two methods, which is initial medical examination and periodic medical examination. For the initial medical examination, a complete history and physical examination must be done, and the purpose is to detect pre-existing conditions that might place the exposed employee at increased risk and to establish a baseline for future health monitoring. And the second method is urinalysis. Must be done. Darkening of the urine has occurred in person exposed to phenol after accidental injection or skin contact. And the last one is the liver function test must be done, since the liver damage has been observed in human exposed to phenol. A profile of liver function should be performed by using a medically acceptable array of biochemical tests. And for the periodic medical examination, the aforementioned medical examination should be repeated on an annual basis. And the last one is control measure. The control measure should follow the hierarchy of control. And the first one is administrative control. The employer must regularly conduct safety training for their employees. And then the employer also can reduce the duration, frequency, and severity of exposure by the employers toward phenol. And the last one is personal protective equipment (PPE). Employees should be provided with and required to use a respirator, proper clothing, face mask, glove, goggles, face shield at least 8 inches minimum, and other appropriate protective clothing while handling the phenol. As a conclusion, phenol is a toxic substance that is very dangerous to the human, animals, and also the nature. It can cause many occupational diseases and disorders. There are a lot of factors that can lead to such exposure, and if we wish to use phenol in our industry, we are responsible to take into consideration the effects of it and think about ways to safely contain the substance. Thank you. That's all from us.